Um, I've been teaching at UAF for several years. Alhamdulillah. Um, it's been on and off. It wasn't continuous. I started off as a middle school science teacher back in 2010. I taught sixth grade and seventh grade, and I worked at UAF for 5 years or so, and made a decision with the family to move overseas to Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, where I worked there for another 5 years. When I came back after my 5 years being away from UAF, I wanted to do high school at that point. I didn't want to teach middle school anymore, so I got the job as the high school biology teacher and have been there ever since. And currently, I teach AP biology for 11th and 12th grade and biology honors for ninth grade students.
Okay.
Um, when I first started working back in 2010, I didn't start when the year started. So it was a 2009-2010 year. I was taking over for our teacher who had left. So I started in January. What was it? Was UAF was different. I mean, it wasn't the same. Much smaller. We didn't have all the facilities that we have now. We only had buildings A, B, and C. All this new improved structure that you see, the DEF building, the GEM, that was all woods. It was all property with trees. I believe, if I recall correctly, the seniors used to park in some of that where building DEF stands. There used to be a grass field with trees, and they used to park there. It was kind of small. That's from an infrastructure standpoint. From academics, sad to say that now I feel students are the education system. Let's just say the education system is becoming weaker. I just feel like students were able to take on more back then. So the content that we used to deliver, I felt was deeper, richer, stronger. Now, we're starting, or I feel personally, and other teachers that I discuss this topic with, we feel like the content, we're always trying to water it down for students to understand better.
Okay.
I think I answered that question a little bit earlier. Major changes I see over time are divided into two segments. So I talked about the structural and the academic point. So structurally, the school has gotten much larger, way more students than back in 2010 when I first started. All the whole grass lots, the turf lots, and all these things. These are all new, nice additions that the school never had before. Especially the gym. The gym was something that was in the plans for years, and that's there now. Academically, I feel like, as I mentioned earlier, I just feel like I was able to teach richer, deeper, harder content years ago, and students were able to take on the challenge, and now it's becoming more difficult to do that. Our school, alhamdulillah, Islamic traditions are strong. The culture of the school is that of a strong Islamic faith-based school. We do have a multitude of student cultures, I guess I could say. People come from different cultural backgrounds, but Islam is Islam, alhamdulillah, and what we try to promote at UAF is a wholesome understanding of the major tenets of our faith, the 5 pillars of Islam, and Salah is one of the most important pillars that we practice and perform at the school on a daily basis. Lots of good memories, wallahi. Most memories of UAF have been positive. Life is not without challenges. There's always challenges to face, but the most memorable, I would say, would be this one. Always, I remind students. I tell students of this. Was, may Allah bless him, Brother Muhammad Nawawi. I will never forget my first year teaching there. we had a teacher versus student soccer match. And this man, I didn't know him very well at the time. I knew of him, I saw him around the masjid and stuff. But we played soccer, and I never saw a guy play as passionately as this man. He jumped up in the air and did one of those. Reminded me of those soccer animes when I was growing up, and I would watch those soccer animes. I know. He literally jumped up in the air and kicked the ball
Bicycle?
mid-air. I think that's what they call it, right? A bicycle shot. He fell so hard on his back though, and I never saw him play like that again. But may Allah bless him. He was very, very, very mashallah.
Did he
Well,
make the goal?
I don't remember those details because the thing that I still remember, I still see him up in the air. Like right now as I'm talking to you, I see that image of him just jumping up in the air and doing that move. So I gotta say that was one of the most memorable things I had at UAF. It was fun. UAF has gone through some challenges. I mean, we're facing some challenges now, and the responses. Alhamdulillah, our board is very strong, very trustworthy people in the board. They do the best that they can. They work over the clock. They're continuously looking for ways to make UAF better and to safeguard UAF from outside stressors. There's always going to be people that want to cause harm and affect us, especially as Muslims in this country, and I think the response is going to be good, inshallah. I mean, the challenges are there, but we shall persevere, of course, with hard work, dua, especially dua. Dua is very important. We have to make a lot of prayers and dua that Allah protects us and protects the school, inshallah. So the school's response is always a positive response. Diligent, yet positive. UAF is definitely unique compared to others. I mean, obviously it's an Islamic private school. You don't have that often in America, where you see a school as well-grounded, well-established as UAF. Where we have people coming from all over the country. Today I met a family. They were touring the school, and they came to my class. Apparently, they tour the school to show the facilities, and they walk up to my class, and I was introduced to a mother and her 2 young daughters, and I believe, inshallah, they'll be attending next year, is what I was told, and they're coming from New Mexico. Like, how do you hear about us from New Mexico? They say, UAF is, everybody, like a lot of people in the U.S. know UAF now. Like, alhamdulillah, like we've grown bigger, stronger, better, alhamdulillah, that Muslim families across the nation are looking for a safe place to put their kids in school. So we're blessed to be here at the school because other people don't have that privilege. So, alhamdulillah. I mean, technology changed the world, honestly, and the experience, teaching experience for me has changed due to technology advancements. I never thought I'd live in a day where AI would be so predominant in teaching and learning. It's a challenge, definitely. AI currently is taking over, and if we don't adapt to it and know how to use it properly, it's going to become a problem. Personally, I find use for it. I have lots and lots of files, 16 years worth of teaching. What I'm doing is I'm taking old lesson plans and old documents that I used to have, and I'm using AI to modernize them and edit them and fix them. So for me, I'm trying to use it wisely and with care. The thing is, students always trying to find the easy way out. So I fear there's going to be a lack in true knowledge, like depth of knowledge is going to be lost if students don't realize that they need to use AI responsibly and to be able to cognitively think with AI instead of having AI do things for them. So that's where I would say technology is right now, is the artificial intelligence influence on the world. You mentioned programs and initiative. I mean, we have a lot of programs, alhamdulillah, Islamic programs, Hifz program, that was one of the strongest ones, one of the very valuable ones that I wish that my children personally have taken part of. Sorry to say, but yeah, it's something I do wish that you guys took part in. Watching every year, every year and every quarter when we do the rewards and seeing these students who are celebrated and mashallah, like they're doing great. The Hifz program I would say is a great one. Other academic programs, the dual enrollment AP programs have become stronger at the school. We offer a lot of AP classes, and I'm one of the AP teachers, and I'm happy and proud to be the biology AP teacher. So we have a lot of advanced programs that are currently going. To remember about UAF, remember where you come from. I think that's a rule of life. Like, always remember your humble beginnings, no matter what, whether they're bad or good. That builds character, it builds who you are. A lot of people, they come from humble beginnings, rough life. It's always best that you remember where you come from. UAF, for a lot of students, has been their home ever since they've been in kindergarten. So remembering where you've been, remembering who you are, your identity as a Muslim in the community, you have to pay it forward. I mean, the community has served us, served you guys from a young age. You've been part of the system growing up in this Muslim school with teachers working tirelessly around the clock to better your life, to make you educated. And I think if we all leave UAF, graduate from UAF, and always remember our humble beginnings, where we come from, and pay it forward, be a member of the community, do something that pays it back. Whether it is coming back and serving the community and providing assistance to the school, working on the board, anything you could do to pay it forward and to remember where you came from and remember the people that have worked so hard to help you be who you are. That's the best, I would say, advice I could give students who graduate from our school. I was definitely influenced, alhamdulillah. There's a brother near and dear to my heart. I consider him my mentor, Dr. Hussein. May Allah bless him. He's no longer with UAF. He's moved to another state, and he works there. When I started off as a young teacher, not knowing much about teaching, this man, may Allah bless him, had always been that positive voice, the positive fatherly figure, older brother figure, I should say, that would always help me out and give me advice, the sound advice, and help me through my struggles. And I've learned a lot from that man, and I feel like not just him, but I would say he is probably the first that I've had that I had learned from in the education field, in this career that I chose. Thank you for this interview, and I hope that Allah blesses you and helps you realize what you have. So I wish you all the best, and shout out to Brother Chris and the class.
All right.
Thank you.